All right, on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Jill.
So the first two worlds, she's just going to take a whole bunch of developer-intended warps, just to get through them pretty quickly, and then you're going to see all the real platforming, pretty much third world on.
That was real platforming what I just did.
Yes, but the majority of it.
The difficult stuff.
Right.
First two worlds take a little bit more than 5 minutes.
I didn't know there were more than 2 worlds in this game.
Same.
Same.
So this is the first wrong warp.
Nice.
Nice.
So basically how wrong warps work, there are two different types. The type that he used there, you get an invisible object. He used the beetle to create it. He clashed the beetle and then was holding nothing. Then you basically throw the bonus barrel, or the warp barrel, sorry, and then it just doesn't know where to throw you, so it puts you back on the world map. With the game thinking that the level had been completed so we can go on to the next world, or next level.
Now Dust is going into what we call Luckjaw to see if he can.
Got him.
Yeah, he got it. Got
Nice
the
luck,
trick.
Joe.
That's the first time I've gotten in the last 3 days.
That's actually
That's
true.
a really good streak to break, too.
But yeah, we say that it's essentially luck, rather not if you're gonna get that trick.
It's luck.
Yeah. And this is gonna be the second wrong warp in the game. It's essentially the same way that 1-2 works.
Same thing as before, create an invisible object, throw the warp, get booted out of the level. Going into Crow, biggest source of RNG very early on. You can be a mean boy. Exclamation
I
point,
can
start
see
fakes.
start fakes. It's going on already.
Nyaki calling one fake, Joe calling one fake, Rio calling 7 fakes, hot take.
Fakes Dave from Joe.
One.
Interesting.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I'm not going back up there.
Yeah. Ideally, you want to hit Crow to the right every time.
One fake.
Yeah, one
One
fake
fake,
is
good
not
run.
bad at all. What a kind Crow. Yeah, 214, not too bad.
214 with one fake is really bad, actually.
So now in the second world, this world has a lava theme. The first one, like you're on the ship and stuff like that, so every world pretty much has its own theme. This one, you're inside of a volcano. Another wrong warp here. Throw yourself into the developer intended warp, and you're out.
Nice. And so here in Cannon's Claim, this is the first time you see the big boy. So he throws Dixie at the guy, and when he does that, he jumps. And as she comes back, essentially the game lets you jump a second time so that you can get up into that barrel rather than going through all the other barrels that would shoot you up and then having to spin off the ledge.
So the reason that we do all those wrong warps is it skips all those scenes like that with the in-between where you get like a transition screen. Anytime you hit one of the targets at the end of a level from too high, you will hit the barrel up to the top and break it, and you'll get a fanfare. And Dixie's fanfare is faster than the Diddy's. So anytime you get, you have to get a fanfare, you want to be Dixie. You'll do that for all the bosses and a couple of levels, I believe.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Oh, you got it. No.
Usually if you see Dixie's feet at the bottom, you're a little too low.
So something I didn't mention before, we have, that's a goal swap. You come down with one of your one of your Kongs still in the air. You swap your Kongs, the other one is instantly, they transport it back down, and it takes it as your Kong was like on the ground, and you swap your Kongs, and then also exit the stage.
Just wanted to get close to me.
I did. Yeah, it was a good excuse.
All right, so now Dust is going into Cleaver. This is a pretty interesting fight. There's going to be a trick that he's going to do entering the second phase of the fight. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Just going to hit him and glide over to the other side, do it again.
So it's, if you look at him now, you see that there's a hand holding the sword. So it's up to you to decide whether the hand or the sword is actually Cleaver.
No, the sword's Cleaver.
No. Don't make up people's minds for them. Let them decide.
It's in the lore.
So now Cleaver's flying at you. He's a mad boy.
And actually, the trick that Dust did there is called Lava Fly. Throws up on top of the mountain, and then if you jump, and at the peak of your jump, you're actually able to hover long enough to get over to the other side.
Flying
So,
Diddy for the fans.
It's just for you, Twitch chat.
Paco rolling in.
Rolling back in. Ooh, get snug.
Snug in there.
Yeah, the donkeys.
Got the Kongs. Kongs acquired. So now World 3, we're in pretty much like the swamp area. You see a lot more rolling deep, a lot more actual platforming.
Yeah,
No more developer intended warps. There are still some wrong warps that we'll see later.
This is where a lot of people say the real run begins.
Indeed. This is Ramby. We like Ramby. He's a rhino. Runs through things pretty quickly. Right there, he dismounts Ramby before the sign just to save a few frames.
And so the reason that he does that team throw there is because when you go into the barrel, it stores a super jump that's going to let him do the trick we call swamp fly. And right there, when he takes damage, he shoots up way farther up into the air and gets the G for the swag.
That's also the first time I've gotten the G in like a week.
Kind of debatable whether or not the G is good to get or not.
I mean, might
You
not be
either support
quicker,
it or
but
you
it's
don't.
So this is the first water level that you have to play. This one's gimmick is that it's in the dark, so you get this fish called Glimmer. He guides you.
I'd say this level is deceptively hard because there's a lot of maneuvering so you don't bonk or hit any corners.
yeah, you
It's a
can.
lot tougher than it looks.
Yeah, it's really easy to lose a billion just by hitting corners, and it really messes you up.
Seizure warning, by the way.
Yeah, you have a little bit of an acceleration period when you start going, when you like change directions. So anytime you hit a corner or whatever, you can lose up to, a second or two, if you depending on how bad the bonk is on the corners. And I'm not sure how swimming up works in this game. It's supposed to DKC 1, but I believe you pretty much just can go up as fast as you can mash.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Interesting manip there to keep that puffer from getting larger and blocking his way. I mean,
No, I was laughing at what Void said.
Don't encourage him.
Alright.
That wasn't funny, Void. So yeah, this is what we call Crackhead, and he's gonna be doing what used to be the newest wrong warp, but with the new castle warp, he's gonna get up here and find this cutlass, and as he stands here, he's gonna throw Dixie when he runs to the left, and she takes damage, and
then you leave the level.
yeah.
You just get out of there.
All right, makes a lot of sense.
Cutlass has had enough of you.
Yeah.
He just wants you out.
So that's the second type of wrong warps that we use. So here now we have turned into Riley the Snake. Get out your snake wise, your snake please. He's mostly a character that is based on vertical movement. He has really high jumps, so naturally you put him on a left to right scrolling level. Obviously, there's pretty much like set path you want to take, like with your jumps and whatever. You can do harder and easier things to make it faster and slower, but for the most part, like that,
Yeah.
there's really what we call questionable hitboxes, and
Yeah, for
sometimes you
sure.
just get screwed.
Oh, I deserve that.
He does have kind of a wonky hitbox though.
Oh, 100%.
At least the music's pretty good.
Definitely. One of the better tracks on one of the worst levels.
It's just too much greed.
Yeah, it is a lot of
Almost
greed.
would.
Good effort, Void. Goal swap there to set up the next stage. It's going to have another super jump and a wrong warp. So swim into the water, swap while you're in the water, that stores a super jump. Take damage here, and we fly.
Super jump. We're also gonna wrong warp out of this level.
Backing out on drum slime. Good choice. So
I was
again-
going to.
Again, invisible objects.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
Way too early.
That is one of the worst wrong warps to fail too, because you
See where it
lose
puts them.
an actual billion.
Oh, it's gonna put me halfway.
So this is a DLC. You
Luckily, our boy Dust is a seasoned warpless runner, so we should be able to get through this
Should be.
pretty alright. I got faith.
I believe there's a super jump you can do
Oh god.
in that section.
There is, yeah.
That guy's a bully. You pretty much gotta wait for him to
Whoa.
run by. You can't
Where you
really
going?
just go.
Where are you going, Diddy?
Nice.
Skipping the fanfare there.
Oops. Probably should turn that off.
So one of everybody's favorite tracks from this game.
Whoops. Oh my god.
It's a
Please.
classic, Sticker Brush Symphony. A lot of people's favorite songs.
Good piece of tech in this stage is what we call quick barrels. You get 3 frames once you enter a barrel to hit your button to get shot out of the barrel when it's facing the same direction before it rotates. The game runs at 60 FPS, so 1/20th of a second.
Don't do the D-boost. Don't do the D-boost. Don't do the D-boost.
Casual reminder to not do the deboost there. His Kong order is already set correctly, so he wants to not take damage there.
That looked for Vine Club. Nice.
Easy
Nice.
every time.
Very well done.
Thank you.
Good stage.
Nice stage.
Except for that beginning part, yeah.
So, as a kid, this was always my favorite boss, but apparently entering the speedrun community, nobody likes him.
Just because it's really easy to fall asleep while you're doing it.
Yeah.
So, it's generally referred to as a cutscene. There's one piece of tech you can use to speed it up, called quick hits. Usually not worth it.
Saves about 2 seconds, I hear.
Yeah, it's about 2 seconds throughout the whole fight, at the risk of losing between 10, 15, whatever it is, depending on what
20,
cycle you're on.
30.
Yeah.
A minute, 10 minutes. I opt not to do them, only because I feel like there are other places in the run where I could save 2 seconds.
Fair.
A little bit easier than counting. This is a no math category.
Everyone knows math skills too strong.
Thanks.
This is for us.
Yeah. Getting down to the end of it now. Obviously, every time you hit him, he goes faster, so the fight gets harder as it goes on. But it's still pretty easy. So now we're out of the swamp, and we go into the carnival / beehive. We're not really sure. I mean, it's like kind of 2 themes in one.
There's bees at carnivals.
Just too many bees.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of bees.
Not bees.
Going for Dixie Hornet.
So, yeah, I think in this level, honey climbing is where people tend to lose more time than they think. Getting up that honey quickly is kind of tough to do.
Vastly underrated tech.
Yes.
Nice little deboost there.
Thanks.
Coming into the scrolly scroll.
Scroll is an interesting piece of tech. You're on a web platform, on the spider, and on the hook at the same time. And then that unlocks the camera. So you go fast. The only way to stop it is to take damage. You get a super jump there.
Scrolling it.
Scroll
Scrolling.
I think it.
Oh my goodness.
Worst things you could call it. And that's something else.
Auto scroller.
I didn't see. So now we get our first minecart level.
There's one very important piece of speed tech here. Don't kill that guy. Save 2 frames.
Every
welcome.
time you kill an enemy,
It's a free 2 frames to save.
yeah. Every
might
time
as
you kill
well.
an enemy and has the explosion sprite in the game, you like that one right there. You lose 2 frames.
And because your columns are not fixed to the actual cart, jumping up and down slopes does not save time. It does in the other auto scroller in this level and the one in level 5.
So the tech to save time here is to hold Y and right, and you can skip a couple of flitters if you have Diddy in front because he can jump farther than Dixie can.
Dixie can do the first flitter skip, but not the second one.
Correct.
You find that out the hard way.
So we skip that flitter right there. And you can save a very, very marginal amount of frames by jumping onto a cart like from further from the left, jumping sooner.
I'm being very lazy about those.
Yeah, it's marginal anyway. You'd rather not miss the cart, start the level over.
There's also a hotly contested topic that is going to be coming up here in a second.
I actually don't know Dust's stance on
I'm
this.
not really
Oh,
sure
there!
either.
I know Dust's stance on this.
So skip that.
Oh,
No, that's hard. So that was,
I've done that too.
yeah, so that's the second flitter skip. You land very far to the right on the first flitter / mosquito, whatever you call it, and you bounce straight over the second one and onto the minecart. Oof, indeed.
Nice job.
and Void says you need swag balloon to make up for that. So
Who doesn't even like Swag Balloon? Void just say no to Swag Boy.
But yeah, there's
He had me make
there's
that
an
emote
extra
for him.
life on top of that barrel that
Where-
you can jump over and try to get, but it loses time whether you get it or not. But it's also a swag balloon, so it's
swag.
You gotta get it.
Swag by definition just looks cool and does not save time in the run. Yeah, we try and be quiet because it's kind of a serious
Yeah.
trick right here. We're gonna give him a second, and then we'll explain it after.
Yeah.
We're gonna be wrong warping though.
All right, you can talk about it now.
All right.
All I can
Nice.
see.
So you jump on the beetle to set it upside down, get the invulnerability, pick up the beetle with Dixie, clash it on the vine, and then you have your invisible object, and then you throw it to put the bonus barrel on the other side of the vine so you can actually get to it. That makes it roam work, and it throws you out of the level. So this is Rickety Race. Again, you're holding Y and right to go as fast as you can. It differs in this one. I think you want to jump up slopes and not down. Or is
Jump
it
down, not up.
Jump down, not up.
Yeah, big slopes.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can point out one. This one is a good one.
Yeah, jump down that, you save a lot of time.
This one too. This one too.
Yeah, you don't want to go jump up them.
Yeah, because you're holding Y and right, jumping actually slows you down just a little bit. So jumping up the slope actually.
Nice number 2 guy. He's a nemesis of a lot of people. He can, if you hit him too late, you end up falling into the gap right after him. you have to start the level over because there's no halfway.
Nice.
So Mudhole.
So Mudhole.
Yeah,
lovely stage.
Mudhole. This is
It's kind of got a love-hate relationship with a lot of people. It's one of the best stages to play because there's like everything in it. You have good platforming, you have wrong warp, you have just everything, and it's a great level to watch done well, but it's very tough.
There's some rolls that look kind of spooky, like Rolling Under the World Part 1 and 2, but they're reasonably safe. Eagle Pit.
That's one of the scarier parts, but got through it pretty well.
Dust making it look easy like a champ.
Well, I don't like that. Okay.
Nice moonwalk right there. Set up these barrels.
Ah, I knew it. I milked it too long. Oh
So
my
throwing the
god.
invis
wow.
object there
Yeah, I
was
knew it.
supposed to set up another wrong warp in that cannon. Something was wrong with the ADs though.
Yeah, I
So
spawned the guy too early.
now we get some more DLC.
I should not have survived that. Or that.
Living on the edge.
Making me sweat.
How do you think I feel? Good lord. We're going to follow up a really hard level with another really hard level.
With some really hot new tech in it. We'll mention it when we get to it.
Nope.
Nope.
That's fine.
Redo.
Ooh,
Okay,
didn't-
old strat.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Took the big boy there. There's another strat you can do where you throw upwards, you team throw upwards as you're taking damage. It's, I'll let Paco say it.
The okay, I learned it's the Claude Super Hyper Mega Ramby Rumble Team Throw Mark III.
Yes.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's the one.
I've learned it.
Reminder that the Claude is the enemy of the universe, etc., etc.
Et cetera, et cetera.
I better see that copy pasted in chat really soon.
So here we're racing against a giant bee, but you basically never even see it because you're too fast,
Too fast.
pretty much. Nice double
Skip in
jump.
the barrel.
Of course.
That's like the first time you got it all week.
Yeah. Probably all
You're-
month,
You're
actually.
having like good luck with that stuff.
Not where it matters.
So this is King Zing, and don't sleep on the king. So as the green parrot squawks, which just recently has been confirmed to be Australian,
Yes.
Yeah.
shoots, we think, eggs out of its mouth. You want to hit the stinger with the
I
eggs.
think it's crackers.
I think
Crackers?
it's an egg.
Because parrots eat
They look like
crackers.
walnuts.
Holly.
But why would he be spitting out crackers?
But why would you be spitting out eggs out of your mouth?
Why would you be a monkey that can turn into a parrot?
Why wouldn't you be a monkey that can turn into a parrot? Hello?
Oh.
Hello?
Y
button.
So yeah, don't
Y
don't
button.
sleep on the king.
Yeah, don't sleep on the king, but you really want to kill King as close to the bottom as possible there, so he doesn't have to fly all the way down the stage. So, all right, now we're in the spooky world. Everything's scary.
I'm seeing the claw copy pasted. Thank you.
Thank you.
Shout out to the demon.
You'll see some of the
Stream Monster.
more seasoned runners do. I'm not even trying. You'll see some of the seasoned runners do this level with solo Diddy. Near the end, actually, there's a section with some unavoidable lag if you have two monkeys. And it saves time jumping into the cart in the next level, Haunted Hall. right there.
Hot tech right there called back ropes. You can get on that rope a little bit faster by rolling around and getting on the backside because that cloak's in the way on the front.
You could
Not-
get to it in the front, but
It's a bit trickier.
it saves like 0.2 seconds.
Get out your one hands for the stage that you play with one hand.
So this level is literally just like the Paco path.
Yeah.
Jumping only.
So you don't have to hold right or Y. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Just B.
Really, the only time saver here is jumping through the gates near the top to preserve most of your momentum.
And then if you do the task route of jumping up and as you go up the hills and stuff, it like, what does that add up over the
It's
whole level?
It's
Well,
a few seconds. I
Compared
think.
to the Task Haunted Hall, I lose 4 seconds over what I do,
Yeah.
which is pretty much just jumping up and down the slopes.
It's
as much as you
marginal. I'd say when there are wrong warps that save up to 63 seconds. Oh, so we haven't introduced him. Obviously, this is Tupac, and we're in his library. You can tell by his bandana.
The lore is that he's trying to give you his mixtape.
Yeah. So if the timer runs out, he gives you his mixtape, and it's not good.
Yeah, it's not very good.
So you just die.
It's got bad reviews.
Excuse me.
So that's the end of the cart levels. They were fun, but we have some rolling to do.
They're pretty straightforward, literally.
Just remember that the wind is a gimmick.
Wind is always a gimmick.
I took that section really slow because it's been giving me a lot of problems lately. This section too.
Pillars are tough. It's no secret.
I should have grabbed halfway.
Avoiding the clawed chest.
Avoiding the claw.
On me.
So you roll below the barrel there and team throw up there to skip one of the wind cycles.
But it didn't work out very well because I had to wait for the B anyway. I don't know what he was doing up there. I think it's because I threw from too far down.
And you didn't even need the midway barrel.
Didn't even need it.
Speaking of midpoint,
This level is
of.
called PCP, Parachute
This is
Panic. It is very impressive to watch.
Very fun. Tough to execute. So basically you want to avoid taking these barrels down, which is the intended route. And kind of use Dixie mostly with her flutter ability.
Not to be confused with Squawks, this is actually Quawks.
Correct.
Different bird entirely.
Still
name-
Australian though.
his
Still
name
Australian.
is Midpoint Parrot.
And you never get midpoint parrot.
As the name implies, by Parachute Panic, the bird can only go down before it sort of works as a parachute. You can't fly upwards with this one as you can
See,
with
it's a
Squawks.
play on words. Parrot shoot.
Is that what it
Wait,
means?
that what they were going for?
Wow. And that was actually
That was
really well done.
Very well done.
Thank you.
Nice PCP. Arguably one of the hardest stages in the game. Webwoods. You get to play as Spider. So get out your FA spiders.
Yes.
You can play most of this stage without letting go of right, but it's very, very tricky. The hot tech with the spider is that you can create platforms to walk on with either R or L, and I think B as well. Or A? No, A, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you press two of those buttons at the same time, you will create the platform instantly underneath you to jump off of.
Yeah, L and R together.
LNR is the go-to that most people use.
And that's the first D boost that he's gonna do. When you hit the B, there's like a little frame of time that you're able to jump again. So that's the reason that we do that there.
Ooh, leap of faith.
I thought I had it.
It's called the leap of faith, yeah.
For
That's
a
not the
reason,
leap of faith.
For that
obviously.
reason,
yeah,
yeah.
just for that reason.
Leap of faith
You
is at
just-
the end of the level.
Yeah, you can't see where you're gonna land, so you just kind of jump and hope.
What am I doing?
There we go.
Good stuff. Another deboost here.
Nice.
Good stuff.
One death is alright in Web Woods.
Yeah, I mean it's a hard level. Like
It's a really
there's
hard
no
level.
two ways about it. So another big instance of RNG here. It's Crow Mark II. Crow's dead. Came back as a ghost because he wasn't done with you.
Crow 2, Electric Boogaloo.
This is more RNG for you as well.
Yeah. So there are a bunch of ghost crows, and then there's a real crow, and when you get the real crow, you get B-spam. Just like pop up in the purpose. You get barrel, and whether it spawns on the right, middle, or left is RNG, and it saves time. You can hit crow faster based upon where it spawns.
That's
So
fine.
left spawn, bad luck.
And of course, you lose a billion.
Yeah.
That's okay. I've already lost 2 billion. Didn't trust myself.
And always you want to end as Dixie on a boss.
Because she has the faster fanfare.
It's about 2 seconds quicker, right?
2 or
Yep.
3, yeah.
Yep.
So now we're into Arctic Abyss. This is really a love or hate level. Lots of people hate it, lots of people like it. Apparently, I don't know how you can like it.
When it's executed really well and you understand how the fish works, it's actually quite a fun level. This is not going to despawn the puffer.
It's interesting
Oh, it
to
did.
see the
Wow.
difference of the fish in between the 3 games.
Yes, Fish is one of the mainstays as an animal buddy between all 3 games. He was pretty overpowered in the first one. You can clip through things really easily. In this one, it kind of nerfed him a lot, and then in the third one, it's just like,
Broken again.
yes,
Pretty much OP.
yeah.
Yeah.
His
You have like 2 frames of vulnerability.
yeah, his nose hitbox is almost as bad as Rattly, I would say.
Yeah, agreed. We've affectionately named him Eduardo. I don't even know the lore of that name, but it's a pretty good emote. Suggest you check it out on FFZ.
And that's another trick that I'm not entirely sure why that works, but if you jump up out of the water and then just fall off of the edge, and as long as you touch the bottom before you move again, you can trigger the goal
As
there.
crouched too.
Yeah.
It's another wind is gimmick level here.
This time we're going up.
Yes.
Shout outs to Paco, Pacoin.
I actually spent the last month or so working that into my route, so I don't mess it up.
Oh.
Another coin. Because I'm going to use them actually after this level. I'm going to save in case I soft lock on the new wrong warp.
Nice deboost right there. You skip a big section of the stage. By just being up really high when you take damage there, it puts you up on the next level.
We're going to do the ghetto B skip.
You ready for
Hopefully.
ghetto bees?
Nope. Oh, wow.
Ooh, got him.
Wow, those bees were so
Nice.
ghetto.
That was the ghetto B skip.
Basically, you just skip one wind cycle by going under 2 Bs at once.
Pretty solid though.
Good stage.
Save the game. So yeah, like I said, the only reason I'm saving right here is to, oh, it's free, I forgot. The only reason I'm saving right here is in case I do soft lock, which is a very, very high possibility.
This new warp.
It's a brand new warp. We're not all too familiar with it just yet. But this level was recently brought down by about a minute because of a new wrong warp found by a Japanese speedrunner. Looks good.
Very
Nice,
nice.
first
Very
try.
nice.
Nice one. And so that saved us sitting through like a 5 and something minute level. There's another trick that we used to use, which is, I believe, technically a goal summon,
Right.
not actually a wrong warp.
Correct.
And so this just saves, I believe, like 60 seconds over that.
Yeah, that was the old setup when the first warp was found. It's the one that I'm most comfortable with. There is another setup which saves an additional 3 seconds on top of that, but I opted to just keep what was comfortable in my muscle memory. Not that it matters at this point.
Good choice. Coming up here, gonna throw your girlfriend, getting vulnerability.
Followed by the hardest jump in the game. Ugh, that's okay.
It is tough.
Nice.
Still getting through the bees.
On the CLC, this is another one with a good wrong warp.
Final
You
round
save
warp in the game. Also, probably one of the better warpless levels, just because of all the rope climbing that you do.
And because you get to listen to this song.
Yes,
Pretty
Cook's March.
fiery.
Oh, oh,
That was
Very
close.
nice.
that was
Very
really
nice.
close.
Very nice.
All right. Also, arguably one of the hardest stages in the game. He's gonna be rattling in the beginning. We actually get to go up with him this time. Some hot tech is the double jump. Paco, if you want to explain that, or Clayton?
Yeah, sure. So, sorry, I'm focused on this here. So there are different snake jumps that you can use. The one right there we saw him getting into the barrel is called an Omega double jump. And the snake super jumps can be tough to execute. It's depends on when Rattly's falling through the air and when you press the buttons in turn.
Aside from that beginning part, that was a pretty good snake section.
Yeah.
Got the Omega first try.
Here we get to be.
This
a lot
part
of
is the
animals.
actual hard part of the level. Come on, that's why.
Yeah,
Also, this guy's really hard to hit if you miss him the first time. Come on, man.
Yeah, you just get like an off cycle.
My
It's
God.
Weird. And so obviously, Quox is very Australian based upon that sound that he made.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this a little slower.
We've decided that he's actually going, oh, whoa, 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 when he gets hit.
So now we get very short, but still
Up in 3.
Sweet.
Very
Nice.
squitter section.
Up in threes platforms.
Now for the hottest boss in the game.
All I have to do now is avoid a Screech's Infinite.
Ooh, nice boss fight.
Thanks.
Oh, you baited.
But he baited me.
Yeah, baby.
I gotta go find that guy.
Gonna have to go for the jump.
Ooh.
I could PB, but I'm gonna have to go for the jump.
Yeah.
I feel like me PBing in this run would be too hype for everyone, so I'm gonna opt out of it.
Don't want to PB by too much.
Right.
Never want to.
Moonwalk there to set up the cats. So we roll straight through. opting out of midway.
What do you?
I get it after.
Or just kidding.
If you become the bird before you get the midway, then you'll come back in the midway as the bird instead of having
as
to
opposed to being-
fall.
yeah.
And actually what Dust was trying to do there was a trick called screech skip, where if you do it just right, you can fly over Screech to the other parrot, and it saves about a second, I think.
Yeah, you kind of avoid the race starting where you have to stop and wait for the red light.
Nice B-ring skip, by the way.
Thank you. Skip usually only works when you have one column. Otherwise, it's just a D boost.
And you also don't get this like stressful music playing in the background either.
Yeah. So before we avoided going too high, so we don't get the fanfare there at the end. Specifically missing a automatic barrel that would shoot you up above a certain threshold that you can't cross as the parrot.
So this is the last fight of the game.
This is K. Rool. It's about a 3-minute and 20-second fight.
Captain K. Rool.
Captain K. Rool, I'm sorry, yeah. He's the captain of the ship, so I should give him his proper title.
Captain King K. Rool.
So his gun's kind of confusing. It's a blunderbuss. Doesn't see him loading a whole lot of things into it, but he shoots all these cannonballs that then have spikes, that then retract, and then turns into a vacuum. And apparently it backfires when it gets cannonballs shot back into it. But nice, you killed him. Oh wait,
Jump baited.
The
Okay.
optimization here is definitely trying to throw the cannonball back into the gun as soon as you see the vacuum animation. Something which we call dustless if you can actually get it in the right way.
Not actually named after me.
Actually,
Oof.
so there's basically 4 phases, right? Of 3 sets each.
Three of three.
Three.
yeah.
3.
About 3.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
3 sets of 3.
Yeah. And then the one, he'll just shoot out the cannonballs that you jump over. Here he shoots cannonballs that fly at you in different patterns. And then,
Magic.
yeah, magically. And then you spin in the air somehow.
They keep getting wider and wider.
Good physics.
That's because he's taking his time between shooting them. So obviously that makes them have a wider.
He's just bending the bullets like in Wanted, obviously.
I was thinking that exact same thing.
Also, interesting little piece of trivia. You see there's a Nintendo SNES controller in the background, and it has the US buttons on it because this is the US version. If you play on the J version, it has an SFC controller with the yellow, red, blue, and green buttons on it.
Okay, still got
That's
it.
it.
Yeah, so this is phase 3 when he shoots out weird colored gas that affects you in different ways. The blue one makes you freeze. Red one makes you like,
Super
Really
slow.
slow.
yeah, it makes you act weird.
The blue one makes you raspberry flavored. The red one makes you cherry flavored, and the purple one makes you purple flavored.
Purple flavor,
It's
not
purple,
grape,
yeah,
Purple
it's
flavor,
purple.
yeah.
but not grape.
Not great.
There's actually a really good visual cue you could use to dodge these. Standing right here.
On that line on the floor.
And then you just jump.
A repeated gimmick throughout the series is that purple is backwards, so the purple one just reverse your right and left. It's not the end of the world if you get hit by the purple, but
Coming
obviously
up
you don't want
on
to.
Time soon.
Yeah, time is going to be when the final creme coin drops. So I'll give you a time shortly. And time.
Cut
Nice
the twig.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Nice run.
Thank you. So that was
Nice
Donkey
run,
Kong
Dust.
Country 2.
Wait, okay.
The quest for Donkey. It's the official title.
Oh yeah, so that whole thing was we were trying to rescue Donkey, and he got captured. By the way,
Whatever.
not important.
Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
don't
It's,
worry
it's,
about
it's the
it.
lore you don't need to know about.
Yeah.
It's more important to know where the bird and the animal and buddies are from.
What's also very important is there's a Winky in Craigie's cabin right now.
You know, the frog, Winky.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Winky.
All right, well, that was DKC2. Thanks everybody for watching. If you have any questions about the video game, please feel free to check out our website. It's a wiki, dkcspeedruns.com. Feel free to join the Discord, ask any questions you'd like. We're very approachable, and we love to see people improve, so don't be afraid, don't be shy. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
I'm done. All right.
At first, that was like